Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and in this series we're going to be going over Leo through the planets. And in this video we're going to be talking about Saturn in Leo. Okay, having your natal Saturn in Leo. But before we get into that, if you enjoy my readings, you certainly could book a reading with me. All you have to do is email me at samastralreadings@gmail.com. That's samastralreadings@gmail.com, and I'll certainly get forward with you. Also, don't forget to listen to a snippet of my music at the ending of this video, and check out my new release of my album Chromatic Reverb here on YouTube and all music streaming platforms. So definitely check it out, guys. I'd really appreciate it. So getting back into the video, okay, and this is Saturn in Leo, okay, Saturn in Leo. And the first thing I can say about Saturn in Leo is that you will have restrictions when it comes to your self-expression, your personality, and just expressing yourself freely. Leo is the energy of self-expression. It's the energy of personality. Okay, how we express ourselves, showing ourselves all by talking and speaking and just expressing ourselves and showing off our light and energy. And with Saturn in this, it's going to be restricting your self-expression. Okay, so a lot of times when you talk and you express yourself and you laugh and you have fun, people will be limiting you. People will be asking you questions. People will be trying to make you second guess yourself. You know, when you're trying to show off your energy, people will be making you think twice about your personality and how you're expressing yourself. Okay, people are gonna nitpick your personality. Okay, people are gonna nitpick yourself. This is the energy of Saturn Leo, and it's not the fun. It's not the funnest, because Saturn isn't the energy of fun and Leo is the energy of fun. So it's restricting that energy of your self-expression, your personality. So it is challenging because you're gonna feel like your personality is always being judged and criticized by other people and situations. But this is so that you can check yourself, check your own ego, check your own energy. Okay, and you're going to be more careful about how you express yourself, okay, what you express, because Saturn is very karmic, and a lot of times it's discipline, because this is an area in your life that needs discipline. Okay, so you could have come from past lives where you were doing a little bit too much, you know, expressing yourself in a way that offended other people. And Saturn in this lifetime is here to discipline it, okay? So you got to check yourself before you're expressing yourself, and this is going to help you have more discipline in your personality. Again, it's not the funnest, okay? None of the Saturn placements are, especially this one, okay? Because Leo just loves to just show its light and not have to be so restricted in it. But you're going to have to deal with this with that Saturn and Leo energy. Okay, and as you learn and practice, you'll get better and better, and you'll understand how to express yourself, but you're definitely going to deal with a lot of restrictions in self-expression. Also, with Saturn in Leo, this is going to represent restrictions in childhood. Leo represents your childhood energy, okay, the energy of youth, okay? That's what Leo represents a lot, okay? And when you have Saturn in this, a lot of your youth specifically, you're gonna feel lots of restriction, okay? Whether it be having fun, whether it being, you know, kids have toys and all that type of stuff. Maybe you had limited of toys. Maybe you weren't allowed to be a child. Maybe you had to grow up quickly because you had to raise your younger siblings. For whatever reasons, you're gonna see restrictions in your childhood, in your youth, in your ability to be a child. In fact, with Saturn and Leo, this is where that stems from. Your childhood. A lot of this restriction, this heavy energy of restriction, is going to come from your childhood, having to grow up really fast, adult very early, not having that freedom, that youthfulness that children have. So you're going to have to get serious quick. So there could be lots of restrictions in your childhood, okay, which could be very, very, very hard. But eventually you'll be able, because the way Saturn works is Saturn works long term. So it kind of restricts your energy so that you can get really disciplined in it, so then later in life you can hone into it. So you'll be able to revisit, I wouldn't even say revisit, you'll be able to retake back your childhood later in life. But you have to master that discipline first. Okay, so a lot of times with Saturn Leo, people get back into, if they do it right, they get back into that childhood energy later in life. But a lot of those restrictions, again, will come early in your childhood, because again, Leo represents the youth in childhood. So with Saturn and Leo, you can discipline a lot of kids, okay? The youth, you can be good at disciplining them, giving them structure. Maybe when you have kids, you understand how to discipline them, okay? How to give them structure. Also, a negative aspect of this could be over disciplining your kids. Because you were disciplined as a youth, now you're disciplining other kids. You might have a grudge. You got to be careful of that. Okay, because really with Saturn Leo, you're supposed to be able to give structure to children versus like really restricting them. That can come from bitterness. Also, you can have restrictions with having kids. Okay, so having kids may not even be easy. Leo represents your children. Okay, not just your youth, but also your personal children, your kids. And there could be lots of restrictions with this. So this could be not having kids early, maybe having kids later in life, not being able to have kids in early time. There could be restrictions that come against that. And again, that's because you need to get in touch with your own youthfulness, with your own inner child. You need to master that first before you even have children. Because what can happen with Saturn and Leo is that you could become someone who disciplines children a lot because you're jealous of their youthful energy, because it was restricted within you. So Saturn and Leo can cause restrictions in you having children and having kids, because you need to be ready first before you have kids. Okay, you need to discipline your own energy. And really with Saturn and Leo, it's not that you're disciplining kids, it's that you're able to give kids structure. You're able to give them structure, give them a strong foundation. That's really what you're supposed to be able to do with kids. That's supposed to be your relationship with kids, is that you're the type of person who can give children and the youth structure, a foundation, okay, stability. Okay, that's what a Saturn Leo is supposed to be able to do. Okay, based off of how you were able to grow, you understand that. So definitely restrictions with kids in many ways, and don't fall into the person being over disciplinary with other children. Also with Saturn and Leo, there's a lot of sexual discipline with this energy. Leo rules our sexual expression, okay? Expressing our sexual energy. Very extroverted sexual energy with Leo. But with Saturn in this is disciplining it, okay? So you can go through lots of restrictions with sex, okay? Not be able to have sex, not be able to enjoy it the way you want to. Coming across issues and obstacles when it comes to it, that teaches you that you need to be more disciplined. So sexual energy needs to be taken more seriously. It can't be taken in that regular Leo way where you're just fun and expressing yourself. You're gonna come through a lot of obstacles and restriction when it comes to your sexual energy, so you gotta take that seriously, okay? Don't just be fun and loose. It will not come out good with Saturn in Leo. You will find lots of karma, negative karma with just loose sex. It's not gonna work that way. So you need to establish sexual discipline with Saturn and Leo. Also with Saturn and Leo, you can have a career in the performing arts. Okay, Leo represents performing arts. It rules the performing arts. And Saturn represents career, business, discipline. So even though you had a lot of restrictions in this freedom of expression, because performing arts is self-expression, whether it be acting, dancing, singing, it's very much self-expression. Okay, theater. Think about theater, the performing arts. But with Saturn in there, it's giving you discipline. So you'll take this more seriously. So Saturn can turn this energy of performing arts, self-expression, into a career, whether it be comedy, being a comedian, being an actor, whatever it is. It can take it to a more serious level. So this can turn into money, turn into business, turning this into a career route. So Saturn and Leo can manifest a performing arts career, a career in the performing arts. Being an actor, being a comedian, being a performer of any sort, dancer, whatever it is, you can turn this into a career because you have the discipline in these energies, and you can turn that into a business, turn that into something that you can actually make money of, because Saturn wants to structure Leo energy. And what better way than having a career in the performing arts? So definitely a strong manifestation with Saturn and Leo. And also a great way for you to tap into your self-expression with discipline. Okay, because you can't just express yourself in any type of way. But if you're doing it for money, if you're creating a career out of it, Saturn will approve of that. So again, a career in the performing arts is definitely a manifestation with Saturn Leo. Also with Saturn Leo, you could just have a career that deals with the youth, deals with things that are fun. So even if it isn't the performing arts, maybe you have a career that deals with the youth, that deals with children. This is part of what I said about being able to structure children, create a foundation, create a stability. So you can have a career that deals with children, deals with the youth, or deals with things that are just fun in general, okay? Saturn Leo can manifest a fun career. So you might complain that you didn't have a childhood, but this is part of you reliving it back into your later life by having a career in something that is fun, that is childlike, okay? That represents fun and self-expression. So Saturn Leo really brings back the reward later in life by making you have a career in something that is very fun. Something that represents youthful energy, something that represents self-expression, something that can even deal with the youth, okay, with Saturn and Leo. Also with Saturn and Leo, overall, Saturn and Leo is an ego check. It's something to understand because, again, this is karma when it deals with not just your self-expression, but really your ego. Saturn and Leo people can come from past lives where they were very egotistical, all about themselves, self-centered, and here is Saturn disciplining that. So this is an ego check. This is like, you can't just do whatever you want. You can't just express yourself in any type of way and harm other people. You can't be so self-centered, so egotistical. The Leo rules the ego, okay? And sometimes your ego can be so big. So to have your Saturn in Leo could be a discipline in that, a discipline in being very self-centered, a discipline in your ego. So it is definitely an ego check when you have Saturn in Leo. And when you learn how to be more, I know people hate the word, but a little bit more humble, this will help relieve that karma. Okay. Also with Saturn and Leo, this can also manifest a very strict father or just a strict masculine figure of any sort, because sometimes people only have single mothers. So maybe the masculine figure in your life was your mother because that was the only parent. But Sun represents the masculine parent archetype. Okay, so your father could have been very, very, very strict, or your mother could have been very strict if she was the masculine figure in your life, or whoever it was. Maybe it was your older brother or your uncle or whatever. You can have a strong, very disciplined, strict masculine figure in your life. Okay, that your first masculine figure that represented masculinity, you could have been very, very strict because Leo represents that father figure, and Saturn is strict and disciplined. So that could have really been a part of your youth feeling very strict and restricted because your father was incredibly strict, or whoever was the masculine figure was incredibly strict with you. So you felt that restriction in your youth, okay? So also be mindful of that because it can manifest in many ways. But yes, this is Saturn in Leo, okay? Not the funnest type, okay? This is your Saturn placement, so Saturn placements aren't always the funnest, especially when it's in a fun energy like Leo, because what it does is restrict that, versus a more darker discipline energy that can handle Saturn. But this is all to discipline you, okay? This is all karma coming up, because later in life, you will be able to return to your youth. And you'll do it in ways that are very disciplined, making a career out of something that's fun, very fun, making a career out of something that's very youthful, okay? Being able to create foundation and strong stability within children so that they feel safe and they feel stable. Lots of positive things can come out of this. Being more, humble with your ego, okay? Being more humble with your ego and having a very pleasant way of expressing yourself that doesn't hurt other people and that doesn't make you overtly narcissistic. If narcissism was a problem, could have been a possible problem in your past life, so you got to check that. Check your ego. There are positive things that come out of this. As hard as this placement can be, there are positive things that really come out of it, and it's all earned, okay? Our karma is earned, but something better comes back, and I'm telling you, you get to return back to your youthful energy. You're just a late bloomer when it comes to that youthful energy, but it comes back, and it comes back stronger, more youthful, and way more beneficial. Saturn always brings back the rewards. It just takes time. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. And if you did, book a reading with me at samastroreadings@gmail.com. That's samastroreadings@gmail.com. And also enjoy the little snippet of music that's going to come at the ending of this video. Check it out. It's my music on my new album, Chromatic Reverb, which you can check out here on YouTube and all music streaming platforms. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll check you guys out on the next video.
But you know you won't take a stance. I want you bringing 8 back.